Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and I post book related videos on Fridays, writing videos on Wednesdays, and as you can already tell from the title, I will be attempting to do the 24-hour reading challenge, and I'm behind by a lot of books. My Goodreads reading goal for the year is 100 books, but I've only read 29 so far, so I'm hoping that I could at least get through 4 books today. That will at least put me over 30 something books. So real quick, here are all the books that I plan to read. Just gonna give you a quick run through. This is Say You'll Be Mine. This is book 2 of the Shadow and Bone series. I recently started watching Shadowhunters again for the 11th time, so I finally started to read the books. This is book 1 of the Immortal Instrument. This is City and Bones. This is Dance of Thieves. I really like the cover for this. So this is Assistant to the Villain, and this is my favorite book of 2024. So this is A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, which is the same author. And I'm gonna get my timer started, and I'm trying to decide which one of these books I want to read first. So since I've started reading you, I want to start in kind of fresh from a book that I haven't read. So I'm going to start off with this book. It is 340 pages. I love Sprayed Edges book. This is on loan from my library, which is another reason why I have to read it so I can have it returned. So, I'm hoping that I could read 4 books throughout this video. So this is the challenge. I want to see how much book I can read in 24 hours. If you've read any of these books, let me know which one is your favorite, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and enjoy. So I have kind of multiple updates. It is, my phone is on charge. We are at 1 hour 18 minutes, and I have read my page. I'm at chapter 4, page 42. So this is basically how much reading I've done so far. There's a little fly flying around. I don't know where. Whenever you open up any window in this house. So it is 8:12. I must add that. I had a little errand that I needed to run around after 3. I got home 6:40 something, and I started the timer again since then. So the bulk of the reading I did within the last hour and 13 minutes. I also did I made a few TikTok posts and update a few little YouTube shorts. I also stopped at McDonald's on my way back, and I got this. This is a Dulce Dul Dul Dolce something frappe. It's really really good. I got some large fries. So I do have the audiobook for this. I don't know why I'm trying it to you again and adjust it. So I have the audiobook for it. So I have an event on Sunday and I have a few things I want to crochet. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook for a little. Also, I have some laundry to do. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook while I do the laundry first, and while the laundry is being done, I'm going to do some reading, and probably later on when I get really tired, I might crochet some stuff for my event. So I will I haven't told you what the book is about. Oh my god. So it follows Evangelina. We're calling her Evie, or she's called Evie Sage. Um, she is now working for a villain, a guy who's the evilest person in her kingdom. So that's all that has happened. So something. Let me see. I don't want to give you any spoilers. Also, she has a little crush on him. Oh, so yes, so they have now suspect that there is a traitor amongst their midst. So they're gonna try to find him. And so I'm gonna do some more reading. Finish this before it gets really before it, I don't know, before it completely, it's kind of frozen. It has some it's like a milkshake like. So I don't really like when it's all milky or watery, so I'm gonna finish that before. And I'm gonna get my laundry done. So So I'm currently just removing the makeup I had on earlier. Now, growing up as a teenager, I'm not gonna this isn't me being vain. I had really really good skin, but then last year when after I turned 25, I started getting a lot of pimples, acne or something along that line. So I was sold on this stuff. I went on TikTok and everyone was talking about it. I'm trying to get into a skin routine. Now, when you've grown all your life and your skin was the last thing you had to worry about, at the age of 26, all I had to do growing up was just wash my face, moisturize, and that was it. But I guess the older you get, the more problems you have. So I I haven't really used this stuff a lot, but I'm I'm trying to, be better with my skin. People have always told me that I look really young for my age. And as much as there's nothing wrong with looking your age, but I do believe that if we can, we should take care of our bodies, especially our skin, because it's the largest organ that we have. I'm not trying to sell you anything, guys. I'm just saying that skincare routine was the last of my worries growing up as a into a young adult. I'm still very young, but I think I'm listening to the audiobook. I think I'm gonna check. I'm gonna lean over and get my phone. I think it's currently 9:11 now, so we really have like a long way to go. We're at 26% in the book. Okay, I have to take this off my face in 7 minutes. So 9, 18. I'm trying to find that little timer thing. Timer. Because okay. So we've done, that's just my ring light because it holds my time is we're just 2 hours and 18 minutes, and I think we're 26% in the book. I I don't know. I'm gonna I'm just waiting for this. I still haven't gotten down to the laundry, to doing laundry because I still have to sort the stuff out. This weekend is like the worst weekend to do a 24-hour reading challenge, but I have a lot to do, and if I'm awake reading, it helps because I would have been reading anyways. So
We'll use that to our advantage. You say that as if you're not one of those people, she said, nervously twirling a lock of hair around her finger. I would never make the mistake of underestimating a woman like you. It would be a fatal one. His eyes were molten, his chin hard and unyielding. Her heart pounded against her chest. It was the best compliment anyone had ever given her. But she was snapped out of her reverie when the villain's back straightened, his entire body tensing. He's here. Evie's head whipped around, despite him hissing at her not to, only to see a man so unlike what she'd imagined that she bit her lip to keep from expressing her shock. The tavern owner was young, with a friendly face and a dimpled chin. His smile was wide and open. He looked kind. That's him? Evie asked in disbelief. Call him over, as if you know him, the villain said, hard eyes not leaving the man across the room, who was now greeting and smiling at patrons. I don't even know his name, she hissed back. Malcolm, the villain said, with absolute venom behind each syllable. Just call him over casually. Perhaps say, Malcolm, over here, Evie yelled, standing slightly from her seat, cupping her hands around her mouth. The villain put 2 fingers to his temples. I'm angry with myself for even trying. Evie ignored the people around her, looking on with annoyance that she'd drawn their attention. She stuck her tongue out at one of them, and she thought her boss might faint. Looking up from the group with twinkling eyes as they caught onto her, Malcolm picked up a pitcher of ale and made his way across the room. He reached their table quickly.
So we're 3 hours and 45 minutes in. I'm about to go do some laundry, but I was going through some clothes and I found this sleepy bear, and I was like, I definitely had to put it on. I have a shirt under it that says I love movie coats. I also redid my hair, and I've been making a bunch of these for my event. So I found this blue one. I was like, I have to put it on. I've made over the last few days, I've made so much of these. But just to do an update, I'm at least 132 pages in. Um, for a fantasy book, not much world building has been done, which which is good if you're someone who doesn't like info dump. I know there's supposed to be some romantic relationship between the villain and his assistant. I really don't get that vibe, and too much of nothing has been happening, so I'm not really sure. But I'm glad I started off with this book because it's a book that I definitely knew nothing about, because all the other books, if I'm not mistaken, I know at least a little premise about them, so that's good. I'm gonna go get my laundry done, and then I'm gonna start one load of laundry, and then I'm gonna do some reading because I'm gonna sit back and enjoy a book because I deserve it. So it is currently 1:25. We have done 6 hours and 32 minutes. I went ahead and made myself a PJ sandwich. I wanted to stay up all night to do this. I am 75% in. I think 272 pages. To be honest, nothing much has happened since I'm not sure if I told you, but they're trying to find a mall and that's still going on. I like that there's no hint as to who this rat might be, so that's good. But I still don't think I know enough about the world. I'm glad that the author didn't info dump, but at the same time, I have not learned anything other than the fact that Evie works for the villain. And they've said the word the villain so much that it is giving me Caraval vibes. You know how they kept talking about legend, 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 legend. if you've read Caraval, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So there's that, and nothing. I don't know. Nothing much really happens, to be honest. They're trying to find this thread, as I said. There's still the whole the villain like in Evie or Evie like in the villain. However, I'm hearing that they like each other. I'm not seeing that they like each other. So it's more of a tell not show type of situation. So I feel like there's a massive migraine coming on, and my doctor says when those happen I should take um some Tylenol and get some rest. So I'm gonna finish my PJs. I'm gonna see if I can get at least 4 hours sleep, or probably sleep for 6 hours. I'm not prioritizing any 24-hour reading challenge over my health. So I'm probably get 6 hours sleep and I'll wake up back at 7 something, or whenever I wake, you'd know, because I'll update you. So I did wake at 7:16 today. However, I was still a little bit tired, so I went back to bed. I actually woke, and then I finally woke up at 10:35. I finished the laundry that I fell asleep while doing, and I also finished and trying to enjoy my cup of coffee. I also finished this book a while back, and then I was doing I was doing some laundry, so I started listening to the audiobook of Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, which is the next book I'll be reading. We're currently at we are at almost over 9 minutes, 9 hours and 24 minutes in this 24-hour challenge. So we're not even halfway, and so Assistant of the Villain is a 3 star for me. One of the reasons why it's even a 3 star is I remember I said there was a rat. I loved who he turned out to be because he was definitely the last person. As a matter of fact, that person was not even anywhere near the list. So I did love that. The pace was slow in the beginning, like in the first and the second part of the book, and then the last part, the pace really picked up. Um, I really loved the way how book one ended. Also, another reason why it's a 3 star. I hated the constant use of the word the villain. I didn't feel like I fully understood the world. There wasn't much world building done, but I end up loving the relationship between Becky and what's her name and Evie. Also, I still don't understand the romance that's going on between Evie and her boss, the villain. There's also no spice, so I really love that it was clean. I know, so it's I wouldn't say it's a romantasy, it's more like a fantasy with romance as like a second what do you call it, like a subgenre, because there to me there wasn't any romance, but I really loved the whole found family thing. And I like the little mini plot twist that sprinkled around, but it was a 3 star. I don't regret reading it. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. It just didn't live up to my expectations, which to be honest weren't any. But this is book two of the Shadow and Bone series in the Grishaverse. I'm already 60 pages in. As I've already read book one, I pretty much love that this picked up where book one left off. Book one was a 3 star for me, if I'm not mistaken, because that also locked world building. Whatever world building I understood or knew was because I actually watched the Shadow and Bone series. And so because I went in with comparing too much of book one with the Shadow and Bone series, what I decided I'm not going to do is I'm gonna disassociate myself from the series and fully enjoy the book because I'm just thinking that when it comes on to a movie series going forward, I'm gonna read the book if I can. I'm gonna read the book first, then watch the movie because once you watch the movie and then read the book, you kind of know what's gonna happen. And when it doesn't live up to what's on TV, you're gonna be disappointed. I can only speak for myself. I'm gonna be disappointed. So I am definitely. There are some things that started happening in season two, which happened in the book, and I've already disassociated myself from the series because I was like, that didn't happen how, but then I just opened myself up. I'm loving the way how book two is going so far. Hopefully, it's a lot better than Hopefully, it's a lot better than the movie. And also, with the if you watch the series, you know there is what's the group called? Uh, what are they? The Falcons, the Ravens, the Crows. The Crows aren't in this. And also, what's there's this little sub romance with one of the Heartrenderers. It's a girl. I don't remember her name. But the Crows, if you so that's another reason. One of the things that made the series really good was the change between the Crows. So it's another reason why I'm definitely not gonna be comparing the book to the TV show to the movie. So I'm gonna finish my coffee because I have to go to the laundromat in like 20 minutes, and then I also have to go to my event and set up from tonight. So I wish me luck because I definitely need it. I don't know. I had no business doing this challenge this weekend, but my daughter's at her dad and I'm free, so might as well jump everything in one weekend. Why not, right? So we're at least three-quarter ways in. I'm at chapter 8 because I'm currently listening to the audiobook on Audible. So we it picked up right where book 2 left off. We're following Alina Starkov. She's the Sun Summoner, and Mal Orestev. I'm probably saying this wrong. So they've escaped the Darkland, and now we get to see life for the Grisha. In book 1, it started off with the Grisha holding like a lot of power, being feared. There's the fold, and now we see Alina trying. She grew up as a little orphan girl, and then she was thrust into the world of the Grisha. So we see her picking up where it left off after the Darkling tried to use her for her power. We see her going after. Sorry if it's a little windy. It is 57 degrees where I lived. We are going into winter. We're like a few days. I think we're about. No, uh, we're a ways off from winter, but it is fall. It's really cold here. And it's 57 degrees, and I walk. I'm a nature freak, so I just thought I would come out here for a nice little walk. And while I was on my walk, I just thought that I would update you guys before the sunset, because I don't know. And this little view behind me is something. So we see life after the Grisha world is falling apart. We see Alina and Mao. Something went into my eyes. we see Alina and Mal just as trying to escape the Darkling, and that's basically all that has happened so far. Not really much, and then we see a little bit of plot twist. And it's really hard for me to be surprised because I've already watched the TV show, but a lot has happened that hasn't really happened in the movie, which is really good. So I'll update you possibly later on today, probably when I'm back from my event, because I do have to stop there and set up for tomorrow. So it is it's been 6 hours at least since we last spoke, and a lot has happened since then. So I was supposed to go set up my stuff for my event tonight and then go to my event tomorrow. An event which I've been preparing for, or I've made plans for since around March of this year. But my friend who was supposed to take me, she had an accident. She's fine, by the way. We did get her checked out and stuff. So I didn't get to go tonight to go set up, and that's really put a wrench in my plans because I've been planning for this event for months. Even though I spent the last few weeks just making a bunch of stuff, which is really hectic because I had a lot going on, and that has really really messed up my plans. So I haven't really read anything, or I did a little. I listened to my audiobook a little. I listened to the audiobook a little over the last over the during the last 6 hours. I really don't. I'm gonna take a break because I'm really not. I'm so stressed out right now, and usually when I'm stressed, to be honest, I love reading, but usually when I'm stressed, the thing that gets me through my stress is watching one of my favorite TV shows and crocheting. So I have yarn and hook. I'm making one of, I don't know if you see me wearing those headbands. I'm making another one. I was supposed to make this for my event tomorrow. I don't know how I'm gonna get there because I don't have a driver's license. That's one, and Uber. I don't know. I'm just gonna go watch one of my favorite show. I'm trying not to stress about it too much. I made myself dinner. Molly, I just need to be in bed, so I made myself some dinner, which is just some panini. I don't know. Some I don't know what do you call it. I don't know. It's that penny. It's macaroni and tomato sauce with some fancy cheese. So I have a glass of ginger beer, which my mom's always buying that stuff. So I'm gonna go relax. I should say that I think I'm at least 13 hours. So we have passed the 12-hour mark. So we're 13 hours and 9 minutes in. So I hopefully when I wake up I feel a lot better, and so we can continue. But I'm definitely loving the book, and now since I've watched the movie and I'm reading the book, there's some things in the book that I think the movie should have stick to, because while watching the movie I really loved how they did that, but knowing the original materials, like they should have kept that. There is a line that she says, there is this line where I don't know, I can't say it without spoiling it, but there's this line that Alina said in the book, and I've watched the series multiple times. I know she didn't say it in the series. I'm like, I love that. They should have kept that because in the movie, she was always this frail little shy girl who was so afraid and she didn't know what to do. She's yin, she's yang. But in the book, I'm getting to see her, like I can see her growing, and I love that. There was one of the reasons why I didn't like book one was because there wasn't much world building, but I love how book two is diverse, is going deeper into the world. So I'm glad about that. And some of the stuff that I thought should have been explained in book one are now being explained. And as someone who's if there was no movie about, if Shadow and Bone wasn't a series on Netflix and you were reading book one for the first time, it wouldn't, none of the stuff would make any sense to you, and then you probably would want to get on to book two. But I'm that person. Once I start a series, unless the book is like, while I will DNF, while I'll complete a DNF a standalone book, like when it comes out to a series, I'm like, I gotta know what happened. So I'm glad that I'm really enjoying book two more. But I want to take a. I keep going after my face. Let me just keep my hands here. I'm gonna. I'm gonna. I'm gonna go watch Once Upon a Time because that's the series that I was watching last, and then I'll definitely update you guys tomorrow because I'm definitely enjoying this reading vlog. It's just it's just the unfortunate event, and so I'm gonna eat my dinner that I made with my panini, macaroni, and then I'm gonna crochet. I'll show you what I crochet. Chances are I might end up crocheting like a bunch of stuff tonight because I'm not sleepy, funny enough. So I might just stay up all night just watching my favorite show. It helps me de-stress, I guess. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it is currently hours later, as in it's the next day. It's actually 6:52 the next day. We are 16 hours and 27 minutes in this challenge, which I definitely plan to finish tonight because I definitely did not intended for it to go over Saturday, which was yesterday. Now, I did say I was going to crochet last night, so I did make this headband. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but I really love it because I can wear it on the days when I have migraines and I really don't want anything compressing on my head. I really love it. Also, I'm in the midst of making this. My my daughter says it looks more like an elf hat now, and to think of it, it does. But I was going for the whole Christmassy vibe thingy. I might try it on later so you guys can see. So I did that. Today was really busy. I did some dishes. My mom made dinner. Then we went to Dunkin' to get some. Um, we went to Dunkin' to get donuts and Dunkins and other stuff. And Sunday is normally family day, and my daughter came home from her dad earlier than like she came home like after 2 or not around after 12. I ended up did not going to my event because of what happened yesterday, but that was fine. Uh, I do have another event on Sunday, which let's hope that one isn't. Well, my mom says she'll take me, so that'll be fine. Um, we did finish this to. I did finish this like less than 30 minutes ago. Compared to book one, this is definitely a book. So, as I was saying, I needed to adjust my camera because I felt that it was a little too high for me. So I did adjust, and I was saying, compared to book one, this is a book four. I love that it dived more into the world than we got in book one. There were some things that were explained in the second book, which I think would have would have should have been explained in book one because that's where we actually started the series. But I love how I got to see Elena grew into her power and her just owning the person that she was becoming. Now, I said I wasn't going to compare this to the TV show, but I really think that the TV show should have stick to the original material because in the movie she was all over the place. She was running behind this person, that person, and I believe that we didn't get to see how much she really owned her power in the movie, but in the book, I'm glad we did get to see her own the power. I'm glad that I got to see her become not just a girl from Crimson. That's where she was from. So we got to see her just fully embracing the Grisha lifestyle or the Grisha life, which I think was really lovely. And I really, really loved that. There were a few lines that I really loved from the book. There was this line that she said that I loved. There was this line that there's this line that Mel said that I also love, and I can't really tell you those lines without spoiling it. But at some point, I might put it up either on my Instagram or on TikTok. But there are just so many parts of this book that I loved, and I just I just love how. And to think that I wasn't gonna read the book because I watched a TV series, I'm really glad that I did. And as much as how I'm glad that I read a book that I've already watched a series for, the next book would have been City and Bones. But I watched that series like I watched a series so much that it's engraved in my brain, and I really want a break from books that have been developed into movies. So, and I am loving fantasy. I don't know if it's because I'm writing a fantasy romance novel. Well, I'm writing, but I haven't been writing it anymore. And so when on the days that I write, I can't get to enjoy the fantasy because I don't know. I read romance for some reason when I'm writing my book. But then when I'm not writing, I just want to dive into as much fantasy as possible. So the next book we're gonna read is by my girl Rebecca Ross, and so this is the River Enchanted. This is book one of the Elements of Cadence, and so we're definitely gonna finish this reading vlog tonight because I will be so busy tomorrow. I definitely won't be able to do this, and I do want to start working on my novel again since this event is kind of out of the way. And then Tuesday, I do have a doctor's appointment, so I definitely will not be. So if I end up not finishing this tonight, this is gonna go over way past the time I want it, and I definitely don't want that. So I will be finishing this tonight. Um, I'll try to insert like I don't think I will be doing any like reading like you've seen me read. It's more like I'll be updating you on the plot because I don't know. So we're 17 hours and 43 minutes in, and let me get my book. This is how much we've read so far. I'm 72 pages in, and A River Enchanted follows Jack, who has returned. He's a bard. I'm guessing it's following like Irish Irish culture. So Jack is a bard. He has returned home after 10 years after receiving a letter, and then so the elements, which is, air, water, wind, those spirits, they're taking lasses, which are girls. And so he's returned home because Moderna, which is kind of his childhood nemesis rival or something, requests him to be home because she needs his help. So that's basically where we're at. So we see Jack return after 10 years. We see him growing up. The people in his clan or his village didn't really like him, so it's not really a, and this is not spoiled because I'm trying to make this spoiler free. So it's not really a warm welcome, but we see how he's experiencing the change after not being there for 10 years. We see him reconnecting with his mother. We see little mini surprises along the way, which I won't spoil for you. But I have to be up at 7 tomorrow to put my daughter on the bus, and it's currently 1:15 because I did a bunch of stuff. I did her hair. I finished this. This is what it's looking like. I've dropped um dropped dropped it to the back. I have tried like putting it over to the side like this. I don't know, but I like it. So I'm gonna go to bed. I really didn't want this 24-hour reading challenge to go over today, but I'm a mom and life happens. I don't know. So I'm gonna go to bed because I do have to be up at 7 to ensure she gets on the bus for 8. Then my mom is going. I have to go somewhere with my mom at 9:30, and I also wanted to do some writing because I was gonna dedicate the entire all of next week to writing my novel. But I'm still reading, so I'm definitely we definitely, because I'm saying we because at this point, if you're still watching, you are invested too, so we have to finish this. But I'm really glad though, because in the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in the last 3 days, I've read 2 books. And if you're reading more than 2 books in 3 days, then congrats. But that's not me. And so if we finish this tomorrow, that will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we would have read 4 books. No, we would have read 3 books in 4 days, and that's just good maths to me. So I'm gonna go to bed. I will definitely give you some updates throughout tomorrow because we're definitely finishing this tomorrow. And let me know if you like this hat. My daughter says it looks like I'm an elf. I really really like it. What I like though is this little ribbon here. This is, I normally use this type of yarn for my amigurumis because I make crochet. I make like stuffed animals and stuff, and I normally use this for my amigurumis. And I found this. It was on my bed, by the way. So I found it just tucked somewhere on my bed. Like in those are the corners where stuff will fall behind your bed. That's what it was. Don't judge me. So I was like, let me just add this because it's like it's amigurumi yarn. It's chunky yarn is like a lot softer. So I was like, I'm really loving this nerdy thing. Oh, see how it falls at the back? I really love that. So I'll definitely be updating you guys tomorrow. Um, so good night. So we are 21 hours and a few minutes in. A lot happened today. It is Monday. As you can see, I'm more than halfway and I'm at page 270, 72, 78, and this book has 464 pages, so I'm definitely more than halfway in. And I definitely plan to finish this between tonight and tomorrow. Today was my friend's birthday. I had a lot. I really had a lot to do. I really hope that I would have done today. But life happens and we just have to go with it. There's a fly flying around and I don't know where it came from. So, the pace of the book is very, very slow. Since we last spoke, a few other girls have gone missing, which isn't a spoiler, and a lot has happened, but I can't tell you without spoiling the plot. But in terms of, I loved Divine Rivals and I love Rootless Battle, which is why I decided to give this a try because it is by Rebecca Ross. I love the elements in terms of how there is there is wind spirit and earth spirit and trees morphing into people and the water spirit the water morphing into people and their spirits and there's 2 clans. There's the Brecken and there's a Tamerlane. Yeah, there's a Brecken and there's the Tamerlane, and those 2 clans have been at war from God knows when, and they're now trying to come together. Apart from all I've mentioned, nothing else in plot wise has happened since then, and we are more than halfway. We're at exactly 56% in the book, and nothing much has happened since then. I love the writing. it's the one of the reasons why I'm still reading this. It's given DNF vibes, but not completely DNF because I'm intrigued to see why the girls are going missing. So it has that little fantasy mystery element going on with a dash of romance, and I'm very intrigued to see what exactly is happening. So I will continue to read, and the next time you see me, I'll definitely be giving you my review. So I did finish A River Enchanted. I will be honest, I'm still not sure how I fully feel about the entire plot and everything. But for now, it is a 3 star. It won't if I do decide to change my rating later on in the year, it will go up, not lower. So we did find out who was taking all the girls, and I kind of love the entire plot twist that revolves around it. Since this is book one of, I guess, a duology, there it kind of ended on like a cliffhanger. So also, if you're someone who likes like fantasy with clean romance or little to no spice, then that's perfect because it was what do you call that? Closed door. It was closed door romance, so there wasn't any spice, which is good if you like that sort of stuff. The There was something that surrounded Jack. Like there's a whole plot twist about Jack and where he came from, and I kind of figured it out, which is really good. I actually did that while I was at my doctor's appointment today. So this is a 3 star. I enjoyed it mostly because Rebecca Ross, I love her writing. She has this descriptive way of writing, and I love the thing with the elements. And I don't know if I've mentioned, but Jack is a bard, so he plays music with a harp, and like when he plays music, he can use like that's like kind of his gift, and he can summon the spirits. Like he can summon the earth spirit, can summon the water spirit, the air spirit. There's another one, the wind spirit. So I love that whole premise, and they're like two sections. Like the Breckons are in the west, and the Tamerlane are in the east, and like they've been at war for like forever. And I love how they throughout the book they kind of like drop little mini hints here and there as to why they've been at war, and also like that the book normal sometimes I don't like when a book is told from third person, but I love this because this way we get to know the lives of not just Jack and Adarna. I'm bad with names. Her name is Adira. So we not only get to know about Jack and Adirna, we got to know about there's some other couples throughout the book, and we get to see their relationship grows. We get to see the ins and out. We get to see their struggles, which I think was really lovely. I do have to let you know that there are some trigger warnings in regards to this book. I don't know if I mentioned any trigger warnings for the other book, but I normally definitely put them in my review. I'm about to lie. I usually. Oh, I put them in my review on Fable, not Goodreads, because I've been using Fable more than Goodreads now. But there are some trigger warning. There are like the whole stillbirth. There's violence. I don't remember any of them. But when I leave my review on Fable, and what I remember, I'll definitely just I would when you leave a review on Fable, there's like a whole section that asks if there's any trigger warning, and you just select it versus when you have to go in and type all that stuff. But just do a recap of all the books. This is the last one. Oh, that's my light. This is the last one that I read this by Rebecca Ross. Then before this, I read The Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, which is a 4 star, and I read The Assistant Villain. So I got 3 star, 4 star, and 3 star. So all in all, this was a really lovely vlog. So in Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So in 5 days, I read 3 books, which that means I read like a book and a half. I like roughly half 1.5 day to read a book. So now I have moved up. I'm still not even halfway close to my Goodreads goal, but next week I'm just gonna show you the books that I plan to read for my next reading vlog, which will be more like how many pages I can read per week. But funny enough, I'm only doing that from Wednesday to Monday. So I just want to see how much books I can read Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like 6 days, which I'll start at tomorrow. So I'm gonna reach. I have some pennies on that, so I'm gonna reach. I have so much library book. I'm trying to read all of them before I take them back to the library. And funny enough, I'm I'm very weird. Since I have the books at home, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna come out so weird. But I have these books at home and I can read them anytime and I don't have to take them back anywhere. So if I try to read and my procrastination kicks in, it will tell my brain, oh, but they're just on the shelf. You can read them anytime. But my library books, that's one of the reasons why I started borrowing books from the library. When I borrow books from the library, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this back in 3 weeks. So, and I'm like, do I really want to go to the library, get the book, only have it at home for 3 weeks and never read it? I've never taken one since been going to the library. I've been going to the library like since I was a kid. Anytime I go to the library and get a book, believe it or not, I will read that book. Because when I was a kid, DNF wasn't a thing. And now, the only way I will DNF a library book is if it's really, really like give me the and for some reason all the romance book for some reason when I borrow books from the library, I tend not to borrow romance books. I'm really not enjoying them anymore. But I'm gonna show you the books and don't judge me, guys. So I've been reading this for a really long time. You see the size of these books? I'm gonna read this. I'm planning to read this one for I'm doing like reading only George R. Martin books. I'm gonna read this. And this one is nice because this is a graphic novel. So you see pictures. And this one's also a graphic novel too. See those little black lines? And so you get to see, but this one has like a lot of, I make these bookmarks. I have so much of them. I need to be making some more. See? Such a kid. But I've kept you guys long enough. So if you're still watching, let me know if you've read any of these books. And also, I want to know, have you ever tried the 24-hour reading challenge? Would you do it? And if you do, would you do it the way I end up doing it over a series of days, or would you just say sleep be damned and just do it just 24 hours from the start of today to tomorrow? It was nice chatting with y'all, and if you enjoy my videos and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with a friend, something along that line. And have a wonderful year, month, week, day, hour, minute, second. I'll see you in another video. Bye.